Few landmarks capture a nation's imagination like the Statue of Liberty. But her chestnut green armor is really a 140-year shield formed by weather, time, and chemical reactions. Originally conceived not as a symbol of immigration, but as a monument with a very different purpose. The plan even included using the statue as a lighthouse to guide ships. The green glow you see isn't just age. It's a deliberate armor, a natural patina that formed to protect the copper as it aged through decades of wind, rain, and salt spray. People often wonder why tourists can't climb the torch anymore. But the answer lies in safety, erosion, and the monument's evolving role as a national symbol rather than a fire-lit beacon. Tonight, we peel back more layers. The statue's story isn't just about welcoming strangers, but about commemorating emancipation and a century-old friendship between two nations. A history often overlooked, yet endlessly revealing.
The biggest secret of her origin story begins not in a government hall, but at a 1865 dinner party hosted by Edouard de Laboulaye. Laboulaye was an abolitionist and the president of the French Anti-Slavery Society, inspired by the Union victory and the end of slavery. From that dinner, the idea grew into a gift to America to honor the coming centennial and celebrate the abolition of slavery. Only later did the statue acquire its association with immigration, as Ellis Island opened in 1892 and the famous poem The New Colossus arrived in 1903. For the first 17 years, her core inspiration remained the abolition of slavery, a powerful part of her story that's often overlooked. Bartholdi pours his imagination onto a vast sketch pad, envisioning Egypt carrying the light to Asia against the hazy backdrop of the Suez Canal. In a grand room, Bartholdi presents his models to Ismail Pasha, the ruler listening intently as the designs shimmer on a silk-covered display. The ruler's verdict lands, the cost looms too large, and Bartholdi's dream is gently set aside for the moment. Months later, a new idea takes shape as the Egyptian woman is reimagined as Libertas for the United States, the torch kept alight as a symbol of freedom. From that single spark, a colossal fusion of cultures emerges, the Statue of Liberty, reborn from an Egyptian vision at the crossroads of the world.
Storm clouds roll over Liberty Island as the statue rises, and we ask the question, how does she stand so tall against the wind? Bartholdi faced a daunting problem, a copper skin that needed both strength and flexibility, not a heavy, rigid core. Before the tower, Eiffel devised a brilliant skeleton, a central iron pylon with a secondary frame that reaches out to support the copper skin. Copper sheets, each connected by special straps, could breathe and move with the wind instead of warping under stress. The hidden genius lies in the curtain wall design. The skin moves independently, letting wind and temperature change pass through without damage, and the statue endures century after century. From a distant horizon, the statue remains graceful and steadfast, a monument not just of copper and iron, but of ingenious engineering.
In 1886, the Statue of Liberty greeted the world in brilliant, shiny copper, like a new penny gleaming in the sun. Over the next 30 years, exposure to air and salt water began to transform the surface through oxidation, turning the copper dull brown and then almost black. Slowly, a green layer appeared, as a thin patina formed over the copper and gradually covered the entire surface. By around 1906, the transformation was complete, and officials briefly weighed scrubbing off the green, only to be advised that the patina protected the copper beneath. Today, that natural patina stands as a protective armor, and the iconic green glow remains a lasting symbol of liberty, history, and chemistry at work. The Statue of Liberty, officially named Liberty Enlightening the World, stood for 16 years as a lighthouse guiding ships to safety. From 1886 to 1902, the torchlight was the official beacon, but its glow proved dim and unreliable for guiding vessels. On July 30th, 1916, the Black Tom explosion shattered the harbor and damaged the torch with flying shrapnel. The blast, equivalent to a 5.5 earthquake, rocked Jersey City and left the torch visibly scarred, forcing the torch to close to the public ever since. Today, the torch remains off-limits to visitors, preserving a dramatic chapter in the statue's long and complicated story. New York's grand statue sat in over 200 crates, a national embarrassment as wealthy patrons and the government refused to fund the pedestal. Enter Joseph Pulitzer, publisher of the New York World, who would spark one of the first crowdfunding campaigns in history. In 1885, Pulitzer launched a campaign to shame the rich and pledged to print every contributor's name, no matter how small the sum. The response poured in from ordinary people, pennies from school children and dimes from office workers, until more than 120,000 people had joined the effort. Within 6 months, the pedestal was funded, proving that it wasn't the millionaires, but the ordinary people who saved Lady Liberty. From its forgotten abolitionist roots to the cries for freedom that shaped its early purpose, the Statue of Liberty begins as a hidden chapter in a larger story of liberation. The tale continues with a crowdfunding campaign that ultimately gave Liberty a home, a testament to how public support can shape a nation's monuments. Hidden in plain sight are the true guardians of her strength, including Eiffel's engineering marvels that keep her lifted for generations. And then there is this quiet, beautiful accident of chemistry that protects her, a protective patina that keeps the copper skin glowing through time. So when you see her next, remember the broken chains at her feet and the enduring message of freedom she stands for, a gift across oceans and a beacon to the world.